Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Sunday games are wrapped up, but the round lives on with a rare Monday night game for the King's birthday. I believe that one's for the Bulldogs versus the Eels. That one's a public holiday for most states, apart from Queensland, where I do reside, unfortunately, so got to go to work. That's okay. Thankfully, my round was saved after today's games. I talked about my video yesterday. I was in a bit of a dire straits with my team. I was looking about 70 or 80 below par for the round, and I've caught back up. So I'm all finished. I do have Riley Smith still to play, but obviously on my bench. So yeah, my 17 have played, and I got 1,018. So quite below par of 1,044, but I do expect that to come down. The gap between 16 and 17 players played is 62, and there's no one really from the Eels or Bulldogs that are popular picks that have that average, or anywhere close. Like, a lot of people will be playing Riley Smith, Cartonga, maybe like a Kiraz, someone like that. So obviously Kiraz has the potential, all of those guys have the potential to beat 62, but it's not likely, it's not the average. So yeah, that score should come down, hopefully. So I reckon that gets to around 1,025, 1,030 maybe, depending on how they go. And then, yeah, I'm not too far off the mark. I'm ranked 1,600th, and I was 2,200th coming into the round, like 22.77, I think. Yeah. So I do expect to fall. People have loop options as well, which I don't. So I'd probably estimate somewhere around 3,000 overall, if I'm lucky. So that's not terrible, given the way the round was looking. Tallis Duncan really saved my round with a 58. I talked about him. I knew he had the potential for this sort of game if things started to click a little bit and he just stopped picking up negatives. And yeah, it really worked wonders for me today. If I had picked up Jaden Campbell, I wouldn't have played him because that would have been for Tamale in the end. So it would have worked out okay as a trade since Tamale scored one. But it would have meant I played Campbell's 33 over Duncan's 58. So yeah, worked out well holding that. And it was pretty ballsy playing Tallis Duncan over someone like a Tamale or Riley Smith. He's pretty clearly the worst option of the three. Maybe only slightly below Tamale, but yeah, he's definitely the worst of the three. With having a shit round, I just needed a pod somewhere, and that was my most realistic path to it. And yeah, it worked out well and extremely well over Tamale, thankfully. Hopefully Tamale's okay. There's no news on the severity of his injury. NRL physio is saying it's more knee than ankle at the moment. It didn't look great. I think is a trade. Unfortunately, I don't think he comes back for round 18, or if he does, maybe that's his own, his first game back. And yeah, you're losing a couple extra weeks. He was already a fringe trade guy. I wasn't as convinced he was going to be a hold till round 18, despite their soft draw. I think he's a pretty comfortable sell now. We lose another 30K on him, but it's whatever. He's been great this season. I do think it makes someone like Kiraz or Tedesco more valuable next week, even like Jaden Campbell, given you're going to be down. Oh, maybe not Jaden Campbell, sorry, because he doesn't play round 18. But yeah, given you lose a number of Tamale for round 18 now, I think picking up one of those gun fullbacks is the way to go. We'll see how Kiraz looks after tomorrow's game. Tedesco is a surefire pickup either way, but I'd prefer Kiraz with that duel. But we'll see how healthy he's looking tomorrow. He does have a bit more of an injury risk, so it is a bit concerning. But yeah, a few people actually picked up Tallis Duncan, which is a little bit surprising. He's a good option, but he just hasn't had that data yet. But 3.6% people picked him up. Ewan Aitken, yeah, a lot more people picked him up in the end, and Kolo Matangi, the people who didn't already have him, did so this week. So yeah, they all worked out really well. Aiken with a 60, which is good. Kolo Matangi again, insane. 86 with a try, scored after 5 minutes. So yeah, didn't have to stress about his score at all. Not that you would when he's 90% owned, but yeah, he had pumped out a good score after 30 minutes. So yeah, he's been really good. Does he play Origin? Probably, but there's no complaints if he does, given you got him for back-to-back 80 pluses. So yeah, he's done his job regardless of what happens with the NRL side, with Origin implications. So yeah, if you hadn't got him yet, you can hope he plays Origin, but yeah, you still missed out on those scores. So it was the way to go to get him for sure. And yeah, Ewan Aitken, 15% of people picked him up this week, which I was surprised it was so low last week, even though it was 20%. So yeah, those options did a lot better than these first four, who all did pretty terribly, apart from Couchman, who was just slightly below average. Horsburgh, 10.9% traded out, which isn't great. He had a pretty decent game for 56. It's not like a massive score. It's just above average. Tommy Jenkins, the big one, who went absolutely massive, and 8.2% of people traded him out. So that leaves him about 12% owned in the top 5,000, I think. So yeah, if you have that, then well done to you. But yeah, he's bit of a pod now. He was an easy trade out target in my eyes, considering he doesn't play round 12 and 15. He just happened to have one of his better games after everyone trades him out over the last couple of weeks. So that's just fantasy for you. 9.9 average trades left. So yeah, I've got 14 left, so well above that, and 96k in the bank, and I've got 300k. So yeah, really happy with where I'm sitting at. My round is saved. I was very concerned, but it's not too bad now. I can work with whatever happens now. And yeah, push ahead for the next couple of rounds. It will need a bit more planning now, considering I didn't get Campbell in this week in the end. So yeah, I need to rework the buy planner after tomorrow's game. It's only 3 days off, like Monday. We have a game tomorrow night, and then the first game of round 15 is Thursday. So yeah, got to be a little bit quicker than usual, but yeah, I should be able to sort it. I think I've got 12 for round 15 at the moment, but I'm expecting Kolo to miss as well now, so maybe back down to 11, which I'm actually not mad at, because I'd rather the more popular players are ruled out through like Origin and stuff. I don't want injuries, obviously, because that's not how you should play, but yeah, the more that are ruled out, the better for me, I think, given I've got more trades. Origin teams, I think they're coming out either tomorrow night after the Bulldogs-Eels games. I think usually one team does it that night, and then the next one should be Tuesday morning, I believe, unless anything's changed. But we are getting a few leaks through, like Cherry Evans not making the team, and we'll get a few more over the next 24 hours or so. So yeah, that's it from me on that end. I'll just get into the round wrap-up, the 2 Sunday game wrap-ups, and then yeah, we'll finish it off. So Raiders, they were down 12-0, and then yeah, just never looked back after that. Ethan Strange was phenomenal. Took the goal kicking in this one as well. So I think NRL Physio had mentioned it, that usually when there is a groin strain, their kicking is limited. So we saw Nico Hines lose the kicking in a couple of rounds earlier in the season to Trindle when he was getting over that quad injury, but he got them back fairly quickly. So I would expect the same for Jamal Fogarty. I think he's a pretty comfortable keep. Like, he still kicked for 600 metres, which is great. It's just, yeah, he lost the goal kicking, so he's going to lose. Like, he lost out on 12 points essentially today. Probably 10 points, because Josh Papali'i was probably getting one either way. So, yeah, like, you miss out on that, which is unfortunate, but it should only be for a couple of rounds, and round 15, they have a bye anyway, so you're not missing out on anything there, which is good. So, yeah, Ethan Strange, I don't think is an option with the goal kicking being short term. This is one of his best games ever, if not his best game. 13 tackle breaks from a 5/8 is insanity. Yeah, he was really good. Commanded the footy, got a couple of tries. Was breaking every tackle under the sun. So yeah, he was awesome in this one. But yeah, and no non-kicking half again. So no interest, obviously. But yeah, it was awesome game from him. Hudson Young, is he the best edge in footy? It's got to be close. He certainly is in fantasy. 73 without a try is just crazy. Didn't even play 80 in the end. Got a little breather. So yeah, really good from him. He just does everything. Like, he chases the footy so hard. He can score in so many ways. It's a shame he isn't utilised too well in Origin, but still makes the team, because yeah, it's kind of the worst thing for fantasy. Like, we just don't, like, he's not an option during the bye period, and you can't really start him knowing, like, he doesn't have this sort of potential usually. Like, this is an up year for him, but yeah, you don't want to get him knowing he's probably going to play Origin, and then he doesn't even play that much, but he's still out for fantasy, unfortunately. Josh Papali'i, yeah, awesome in his his milestone game, 319 for the Raiders, overtaken Josh Croker. So yeah, absolutely incredible for him to get 2 tries. I was watching the game at the pub with a Raiders fan, so yeah, that was really good to see. He was stoked, and Ricky Stewart on the sideline was almost in tears, it looked like. Like, you can see how much passion that bloke has. Yeah, just awesome. He got a try late, and then got another one 3 or 4 minutes later. So it was just hilarious. Everyone was rooting for the hat trick after that. So yeah, awesome result in real life. It's just good to see players enjoy that sort of success in such a big game. And the Raiders have a really bad history in milestone games, I believe, as well. So yeah, Josh really flipped the script there, and yeah, huge fantasy score as well in 39 minutes. But yeah, it was all about his real life stuff there. Horse, 56 minutes was awesome. That's probably more what you want to see. That's his first 55 or second 55 plus minute game since round 4, I believe. He played the first 56 minutes, so if you had him, you were like, this is sweet, and then just didn't come back. It was all about Josh Papali'i after that, obviously, but yeah, really good to see. I don't think he's going to play lock. I think it was just for the milestone game that Josh started, but you should expect him back to the bench. Smithy's back to 13, Horsburgh back to 8 after this round, although I think Horse makes Origin as well. So yeah, pretty clear trade out. 57 slightly above average, but you're not mad if you traded him out. I got rid of him before last round, and I think he pumped out like a 42 or something. So yeah, evens out at about 50, so nothing wrong there. Simi Sasangi, if you picked him up in round 12, like you're pretty much laughing at the moment. He's flying, had another 55 in 66 minutes. Where did those minutes come from? Oh yeah, because he moved to centre when Tamale went out, obviously. So yeah, really good. Meters are so strong. Obviously, tackles are pretty decent. Usually you see... if there's a forward that comes into the centres, they usually tackle a bit more. Like you see, like your Dylan Lucas, Fermor, they're going to get a few more tackles than the average centre playing in that position, but he didn't do so, just didn't miss any. And yeah, it was really strong in attack. He's obviously not an option now, but if you did pick him up in round 12, he's done really well for you. Tom Starling was back, 56 minutes. So yeah, doesn't look like he's playing too much in the middle at the moment. It was like the last 10 minutes or so, he did split with Owen Paddy where they were both on. But yeah, Paddy got 29 minutes as well, which is good. So it looks like they split about 5 minutes actually. He needs to be playing 80 to be fantasy relevant. They do play round 18, but unless Cook dies and Jazz dies before then as a fantasy option, then I can't see Starling being fantasy relevant for a while, unfortunately. Zach Hosking with a 47, slightly better, but like he scored a try. It was just an 8-point try, but even then he got 39 in 80 minutes. So yeah, it's a little bit concerning. There were 0 attacking stats, -8 in negatives, the rest in base. So yeah, like it is concerning a little bit. He did play 80 because Sasangi moved to centre, so he's not going to play 80 every week. I think we can probably let him go now, or I don't think I will. He's like sort of an awkward price where he's a little bit higher price than all your mid-ranges like your Riley Smith, Savala, Tamale, but he's not like too expensive where he helps you so much. Like I had Munster this week who is 650k. So if I want to trade him, you can do a lot with that money, but 580 is kind of an awkward price. So it's not that great. It's not, yeah, like it's hard to offload him for a gun unless you're making 2 trades or you've got money in the bank. So for that reason, he might be a hold, sorry, but yeah, these scores haven't been awesome. He's not going to play 80 every week. Even when he did play 80 today, he didn't get a great score with a try. So yeah, we probably can move on. At least everyone picked him up, which is good. Like it's a failed experiment, sort of. I still have faith in him. Like he is going to get tackle breaks, offloads and stuff like that usually. But yeah, I think if you're comfortable moving him on, if you need numbers for round 15, I don't have any concerns really. Bring him out. Even when I had him and I thought, like I knew he averaged 55 or so in his role, I didn't consider him a keeper because I know Nicholson's back before the end of the season. So yeah, in my eyes, he was never an end of season keeper. So he was a trade you're going to have to make at some stage. Like I've talked in my trading fundamental videos. So yeah, if you want to move on now, if you don't see that faith, then it's totally fine because it technically is a mandatory trade anyway to get to your end of season team, unless you're going to use them as like an 18th, 19th option. So yeah, happy to move on if you want to. Jamal Fogarty, yeah, talked about him. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll talk about him first. Yeah, I think he's a keep. It's a disappointing score, but if he had the goal kicking, it's 54 or 56. So yeah, like you're not mad about it. Obviously, you'd like to see him score better in a blowout win, but yeah, just without the goal kicking, it's going to be a bit of a down game. So I think you can hold, similar to Hosking, you can probably get rid of him if you want to, but I do view him as a top 5 half at the end of the season, so I'd be holding if I had him. Tarpany with a 45, he downdated, he was on 47. Yeah, his PPM hasn't been great lately, and he's low-key actually been pretty terrible in fantasy recently, since, round 12, I think. So yeah, a lot of people picked him up for that round 12 game. He is super high owned, which is good considering he's on a down spell. And yeah, like he's not terrible, but hasn't pumped out 60 plus in 4 weeks. when he was doing it for fun, like 6 out of 7 weeks before then. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing since everyone picked him up around 11 and 12. But, yeah, it's not shocking by any means. If 45 is your worst score, then, yeah, that's fine. But he's going to lose more money, about 30K or so, maybe slightly more. And, yeah, we're going to keep him. Like, he is an end-of-season guy, but it is not concerning, but just a little bit disappointing. At least his minutes were slightly up today compared to last week. Smithies, if you picked him up around round 12 and held him for this week, then well done to you. I thought he was a pretty easy hold considering he was probably going to be back to lock next week. And, yeah, he saw good minutes and a half-decent score anyway. So, yeah, I think easy hold, more of a hold than Hosking, I'd say, because at least he has money to make. Who else on this team? Yeah, Owen Paddy, still not a fantasy option, unfortunately. He absolutely will be one day. You can sort of see that Harry Grant trajectory at some stage. He just needs the minutes. And I don't know if it's going to be in this Raiders side. They clearly like Starling more, and they've signed Jaden Brayley, I think, or I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I think they were in the work running for him for next year. So, yeah, don't know if it'll be anytime soon, but yeah, you can see he's going to be such a gun in real life and in fantasy at one stage. Got the 2 try assists, 17 tackles. Yeah, really solid. All we need to see is the minutes, and as soon as that happens, he'll be an awesome option. And then Tamale, yeah, super disappointing to get injured. He was having a cracker season. He's leading the league in tackle breaks this year by quite a distance, I think. But yeah, like he looks like he's going to miss a few weeks now at minimum. They said it's not season ending, which is good. You never want to see that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think he's a pretty comfortable trade now. He's going to lose 30K on the way out, but he made a lot of money to start with and was really good in that round 12 game where everyone needed him. So yeah, he's done his job. It's time to move on, I think, unfortunately. Moving on to the Bunnies, yeah, Kolo has done it again with an 86. Yeah, the guy's just unstoppable. He probably plays Origin now. Like, if they're picking someone like Stefano over him, like, what are they doing? Stefano was good over the weekend. I'll give him that. But he played 28 minutes the week before. He's not doing what Koloamatangi's doing. And, yeah, got a rest for the final 9 minutes with the blowout score and still got an 86. So, yeah, just crazy work from him. No negatives apart from, like, some odd penalties and 6 agains, but, like, no missed tackles or errors or anything. 48 tackles, 200 metres. The guy's an absolute freak, and thank God we all got him in. Ewan Aitken with a 60, yeah, really good considering he had a few negatives in this one. Did get 52 tackles, which is a lot higher than usual. Yeah, it just wasn't his sort of game in real life, and to still get a 60 is awesome. So, yeah, a lot of that was through base, which is good to see. It's good to see he can find different ways to score. He has the odd attacking stat in him. He only got the 3 tackle breaks today, but yeah, we know they're going to come as well. So to get a 60 in that sort of game is awesome. Tallis Duncan, what a legend. So glad I played him. He's now averaging 40 in my team for the last 4 weeks. So yeah, not mad about it at all, considering the way it started. And yeah, I knew he was going to come around eventually. I'm just glad I got to reap the rewards of it this week. I think I played him for his 24 when I first brought him in my team. So yeah, that's the only 2 weeks I played him. So it's balanced out now, which is good. And yeah, he's just done his job. I can breathe easy watching that guy play now because I can see the process. I always believed, I said it. I said he wasn't a buy this week. I'd like to see 1 week of data of him guaranteed playing 80 again and just doing some more stuff and not being stupid every week. And yeah, I'm happy with that score. That's awesome. 58 felt like 100 for him. He got a nice run where he got a line break and 3 tackle breaks. And yeah, that was music to my ears. But he was doing a lot elsewhere as well. 120 metres. He was getting the ball early in sets, which was good. And 38 tackles is about where he's been averaging prior to this year, which is awesome to see. Still the 3 missed tackles, but yeah, like negative 8 in negatives this round is the lowest he's had since I brought him in. So yeah, really good to see. And yeah, I'm obviously blown away by that score. It's rare from someone like him. Latrell with a 46. Yeah, again, not his sort of game when the Rabbitohs are getting blown out. It was interesting. He did take all the kicking, even with Jamie Humphries coming on at one stage, for 50 minutes. So, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about Jamie Humphries if he as an option. Cody Walker did get injured, so we'll see what they line up as. But yeah, just don't know what's going on with this team. 46 is fine. He's not an option. He must be getting a little bit cheaper now. So obviously we're looking for him in about round 19, round 20. It's just going to depend what his price is at. 706k. So yeah, if he gets down to like 650 is probably an option, especially if he's kicking this much. But yeah, it's just a wait and see. Lockie Hubner with a 45. Yeah, I think he was a pretty comfortable hold. He only had a little bit of money to be made. So if you wanted to offload him for someone who's clearly going to make money, like Aitken, then yeah, totally fine with that. But if not, then he rewarded you. This guy gets so many try assists. I swear he's had a couple lately now. So does enough in base. The minute's still down, so I think you can probably sell him now after round 15 because those minutes don't look like they're going to come. There were more injuries in this game and he still didn't get the minutes. So yeah, pretty comfortable sell on after round 15, but you can probably get through another week with him, especially when he's making money. Who else? Yeah, Jamie Humphries. So he played 50 minutes. Where did he play? I was at the pub watching this game. We were doing suit shopping for my mate's wedding, so wasn't quite focused on everyone. I had 5 players in this game as well, so I was focused on them. So couldn't tell you where Jamie Humphries played. It looks like the middle, given that 1 metre gain. What the hell? Yeah, he should be back to the halves next week. It was weird he was off the bench in this one. But yeah, Cody Walker's out. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. I haven't seen anything yet. But yeah, if he's back in the halves, Latrell on Origin, I think he's going to be a decent pickup for round 12. I probably prefer like a Cherry Evans over him now, despite their massive price difference. Obviously, Cody Walker I was targeting, but if he's out, then can't do that, obviously. So yeah, he'll be about 450k. It's very appealing. We'll see what his break even is and stuff, but yeah, even if he pumps out 40s at that price, that's really good, especially in round 12 and 15. So yeah, we'll see. I'll talk about all these guys in our trade targets video midweek, but yeah, the halves is going to be a super interesting position in round 15 and 18. Yeah, that's about it from that game. A lot of fantasy interest. Yeah, I had 6 guys technically, including Tamale. So yeah, it was a hectic game to be watching at the pub, trying to pretend I was watching the game for what it is and not my fantasy scores. Moving on to the second game, Tigers versus Panthers. Really good game, actually. I missed the first half, just coming home, and then saw the second half. And yeah, it was good. Like, Tigers were right in that game. Panthers looked dominant in some, like for about a 15-minute period, but the Tigers held on and then had a few attacking sets of their own and got one back. But yeah, couldn't quite get there late. They were putting up bombs like three or 4 in a row, and they kept catching them, but they kept getting stopped, unfortunately. So yeah, could have gone to overtime. Glad it didn't as a non-Cleary owner, but Tigers probably deserve something from that game, even though Panthers were pretty good. Terrell May, yeah, topping the scoring by a country mile again for the Tigers. Yeah, the bloke just doesn't really get negative stats, only -4 in this with 52 tackles and 165 in base. He is slowly turning into just a base monster, like almost 70 in base every week, and then we know how much he can attack as well. Obviously, they were a bit down today, and they have been for a little bit when the Tigers are forcing him to make 50-plus tackles a game, but yeah, 3 tackle breaks and an offload is not terrible at all, and 76 and 75 minutes is just a standard game from Terrell at this stage. So yeah, easy captaincy option every week. Not in round 15, obviously, with them not playing. And look, I'd like to see this bloke play Origin, even though it doesn't help us in fantasy. Like, he deserves it. Don't know what they're doing. Like, I don't care about the character issues, like, just because his last name's May. So yeah, I'd like to see him play, especially as a New South Wales fan. Like, he deserves it. Maybe next year, though. There's no shot he plays this year. Happy with the 58. Yeah, a lot better now. He had like a 35 or 40 last week, so a bit disappointing. If you brought him in over Cook, you're laughing at this stage. 58 tackles is huge. 7 misses, like, you're going to get that from Appy, but yeah, 58 is really good in that sort of game. Jerome Luai, he was pretty decent in this one, in real life and fantasy, against his old Panthers boys. He rattled Cleary a few times, a few good tackles. He made a huge tackle on Blaze Talangi as he was kicking it. It was super clean, and then they called a penalty, and then that was when it was 10-all, I think, and then the Panthers took the 2 and then went up, obviously. Yeah, really game-changing tackle. It was a perfectly fine tackle, but yeah, the ref didn't see it that way, but it was such a momentum change, and yeah, just disappointing. but it is Luai, so who cares? Staffatoa with a 51, and yeah, this guy is pumping out scores lately, straight after everyone trades him out, so classic fantasy. But yeah, he looks really good in real life. He does have a few niggling injuries every week at the moment. He's not an option at all, but yeah, it's just classic that he's scoring. He's at his best when everyone traded him out. But he was really good at the start of the season as well. Tony Suka with a 39 in 51 minutes. So yeah, really good score. Minutes, not great. If you were to pick him up this week, it was pretty much a 1 week rental in that role. We know Alex Twal's back next week. Seyfarth is going to move back to edge, and then he's back to the bench. So his minutes probably won't stray too far away from 51, maybe like 35, 40. I thought he'd play more this week, to be fair, on the edge, but yeah, it wasn't to be. But a 39 is good. Obviously, blew away Nathan Lawson or guys like that who you picked up. So yeah, if you did pick him up, well done. But yeah, I'd say that's going to be his best score for a while. Latu Fainu, so yeah, 35 in 44 minutes is really good. Didn't play in the halves at all, but he was sort of roaming around there. And yeah, I don't know, like the scoreline is flattering for Heath Mason to stay in the team, like only losing by 4 to the Panthers. But the way Latu Fainu played, Heath Mason was not great by any stretch. So I think we see Latu play next game. Obviously after the bye, they have another week, like a week off to train with Latu coming back from injury. So yeah, I'd be shocked if Mason's still in the team, which is why he wasn't an option. But yeah, I think Latu should be there, and he's going to be a really good option as well. It's just there's so many appealing halves next week, so it's going to be hard to wait until then to pick him up. But he is a nice cash out if you don't have Lawson, I guess. I probably can't do both, but he might be a genuine cash cow as well. So have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, I think there's certainly some merit after round 15 to picking him up. Samuela Fainu with a 32 in 73 minutes. This guy is also going to get to a really appealing price point. He's really yuck. Like he's only got an average about 40 or so at his best, but he's just getting so cheap now. He's going to be priced at about 30. So yeah, potentially if you need like a middle edge for round 18, then you can do it. I'm considering it at one stage. We'll see how it goes. I just want to see him play 80 again. So as long as that happens, I am considering it, but not for a while, and it's a very gross one. Yeah, Alex Seyfarth with 27 in 67 minutes at lock. He did play a little bit of second row as well, but yeah, so many negatives. If you haven't moved on, now's the time for sure. And yeah, Heath Mason with a 3 in 80 minutes, so didn't even hit his break even, which is crazy. 11 missed tackles, oh my gosh. It's surprising he even hit positives given he didn't do much else, so... Yeah, unlucky if you bought him in after his 50-something last week. I don't. Oh, not YouTube. Yeah, I'll see if anyone picked him up on the in the top 1,000. I don't think too many people would have, but I'll have a look. Yeah, no one. So that's good because that would have been yuck as. Tommy Jenkins with a 96. Yeah, again, classic fantasy. Everyone's just traded him out the last couple of weeks. He finished on 90, then got updated to 96 after 2 hours after the game. So, yeah, really good from him. 250 metres, 12 tackle breaks, 5 line breaks, and a hat trick. Yeah, about a winger's wet dream sort of game as you can get. And that's outside Casey McLean. So Casey McLean actually passed in the ball. That's insane. How many line break assists did he get? 3. Holy dooly. Ivan Cleary has got into his ear, clearly. So yeah, really good from him. He's not an option to pick up, obviously. If you held on to him this long, well done to you. You're going to be massively boosted with like plus 60, 70K and a low break even next week. But yeah, he doesn't play round 15, doesn't play round 18. Yeah, you've got another 2 weeks of him maybe, and then you can trade him out. But yeah, you wouldn't be playing him most weeks, and I don't think anyone would have played him this week unless you were super desperate. Cleary with a 64. He did finish on 69 and then must have lost his try save, did he? Where are we looking? Yeah, he did lose his try save. I thought it was a bit generous. Like Scott Sorensen did all the work. That was about 5 minutes to go. Yeah, Scott Sorensen clearly made the tackle and then he sort of dived on late. I thought it was generous to give it to him, but I wasn't sure if I was being biased or not as a non-owner. But clearly I wasn't, and he didn't get it, so that's good. So he got a 64 in the end. Again, no negatives. Just the one error. But yeah, no missed tackles, so really good. He did have a missed tackle and then lost that in updates. So when I saw that, I was like, no. But then I saw he had downdated 5, which is good. So 64, nothing wrong with that if you kept him. Most people did keep him in the end. I actually was surprised heaps of people kept him. And he's done really well, like a 73 last week and then a 64 this week. So, yeah, a bit jealous there, but I can survive a 64. And a few people captain him, like 22% captain him. So, yeah, 73, 64, it's good. Haas obviously is the bad example of that, who has not done anywhere near that. So, yeah, Cleary, a bit jealous I didn't hold on to him, but the process was right. And now you're going to miss him for round 15 and 16, most likely. Especially with the Panthers on a bit of a roll. I was a bit concerned that Ivan would renege on that round 16 thing where he said they weren't going to play, because that came out like 6 weeks ago, and obviously they're struggling. But now that they've won a few, I think they will probably still stick to resting those guys. So yeah, I think you're going to miss Nathan for the next 2 weeks and then round 18 as well. So yeah, a bit concerning as an owner, and happy as a non-owner that I've survived that, but hopefully he doesn't play in round 16. Dylan Edwards with a 51. Yeah, again, is someone you just got to wait till after Origin to pick up. Yo with a 51 in 76 minutes. So, yeah, slightly disappointing score again. No one has this guy now anymore. He was a lot clearer of a sell than Nathan Cleary. I think he's like 5% owned now. So, yeah, really happy that he's scoring low, because he's going to be super cheap to bring in. Which is going to make it a lot easier to bring in like your Clearys or Haases if you've sold them as well. And honestly, it kind of makes the sell Haas train a little bit more appealing, because if Yo's about 500, if he's about 700k when it's time to pick him up, you can easily upgrade like a Cook or someone to that for like 100k. So it won't take 2 trades to get him back in, where it is going to take 2 to get Haas or Cleary. So you're saving a trade there that you didn't think you would be able to. So, yeah, maybe it makes selling Haas a little bit more appealing. I think I'm going to keep it because I don't need to sell him. And, yeah, obviously Hosking and Tamale and stuff like that are sells now. So, yeah, it's interesting, but I think it's still a key pass at this stage. Isaiah Papali'i was back with a 43 in 36 minutes. Yeah, like we just need to see his minutes get higher. And no one else really too interesting in this game. So yeah, I'll wrap it up there, I reckon. Let us know how you guys are going this week, if you got any more players tomorrow. Yeah, again, it's a bit of a down week for me, but super happy with the way it finished today. Tallis Duncan is my hero at the moment. So yeah, I'll survive this round for what it is and then move on to round 15 where it gets interesting again. So yeah, good luck, and we can trade after tomorrow. So let's go. Bye.